Okay then, Raiders, we are back and we've got loads to go over. Today is Embark Studios have just released the patch notes for update 1.4.0. Although this is a small one, do not let this one deceive you as it's got some big patch changes inside of it. On top of that, we've got a store rotation update for the next week, so we're going to break that one down for you as well with some really cool skins back in the mix. And it appears that the game and so much more had some problems with the server outages just yesterday. We're going to break that one down for you guys today, as this may not have been an Arc Raiders or Embark problem, to say the least. Let's see what it is that's happening right now. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And we've now got sugar-free tinned alternatives. There is a big sale going on right now when you utilize code CloudPlays, so make sure you use that via the link in the description for a cheeky discount. With that being said though, if you want to get hold of the game for free, or you want to get hold of some Raider tokens for these new sets in the store, then head down to the comment section and put in any coloured love heart and it'll enter you in. We'll be announcing that one in just a few days' time. Let's dive in to Arc Raiders and see what's happening right now. So starting off, we're going to jump on into the store to get that one directly out of the way. And this week's rotation looks quite nice. We've got the Reposter set that's now come into the store, and it looks pretty damn cool. For a mere 1,400 Raider tokens, you can get the full bundle, or for just 1,000 Raider tokens, you can get the skin on its own. With a 3-set colorization option, this is probably one of your more standardized sets, not too complex, not too over the top. The helmet itself is probably my favorite part of it, but the rest of it is pretty simplistic. You can remove quite a lot of things in this, including the chest piece, the headgear in 2 different areas, the sleeves, and the waist bag to make this look even more simplistic. There are some very, very cool options on this one, so make sure that you dive on into it. You can also get hold of the water skin for the attachment on your backpack, a very cool emote for the bow, which is gorgeous, and a scar for your face. And we still need those customizations for beards and so much more inside of this game, but nonetheless. We've also got the Midnight Rooster set, which is a pretty cool one, as we get to turn Scrappy the Rooster completely jet black. This is going to be one that I purchased because, my lord, he looks so damn cool. We also have the spotting scope as a lucky charm on the backpack as well, and we have this very cool emote right here. Yeah, come on. Come and purchase it. If you want to get hold of that one, the full bundle will be 700, with some of the individual prices, such as Scrappy, being only at 500 Raider tokens. A very nice store rotation indeed, and one that I will be purchasing pretty much all of, as this game seems to be taking my own money big time each time they release new skins. Nonetheless though, we've got to dive into the patch notes and see what's happening right now for patch notes for 1.4.0, where it's now rolling out onto all platforms. It may be quite a small one, but the big news is that the gun quick swap exploit has been patched, and we have made a very hot fix for the locked rooms exploit. Make sure that you do restart your client if you have not already, to make sure you initiate that download. But diving into the content and bug fixes that are in this. First of all, they have got an exploit mitigation mechanisms have been added for all locked rooms across all maps, so that obviously means that the exploits now hopefully will not work, and you actually have to utilize the keys to actually get in. They fixed the gun exploit that allows you to shoot quicker than intended by swapping to a quick use item and back, which was absolutely huge because people were utilizing this for the shotgun to make it just so damn rapid, it's ridiculous. Other fixes in here are such things such as the exterior access to Spaceport's control tower lock room has been blocked off, which was huge, as we've seen quite a lot of video footage of people just like appearing in rooms. It's been absolutely wild. They fixed the issue that sometimes cause low resolution textures on the main menu. They fixed players being able to push each other by jumping on each other's backs, which means that obviously being able to push them through the door now will no longer work. You can't get through into other rooms by pushing people in by their back. They fixed the lighting artifacts that would sometimes occur upon entering maps, and Raider Voice now correctly respects the selected voice option after restarting the game. Overall, a very small patch update, but a very impactful one. Hopefully they can address some of the other things. We know that there's an issue with the zip line going on at the moment, and a lot of the quest locks that are currently in play have been quite an annoyance, to say the least. So A very nice step in the right direction, and hopefully some more patches will come soon to bring us in some more good stuff. Now, in the last 24 hours, we've obviously got to talk about that Arc Raiders outages, as Scrappy did announce that there were some massive outages with the servers that were going down. Now, the team had actually stated that they were currently working on it, or at least looking into it, as noted by Embark Studios right here, who stated that the team were aware and were looking into it, and people were actually really happy that they were doing so, although it appears that it may not have actually been their problem. As reported by PC Gamer, an outage briefly affected Fortnite, Arc Raiders, Battle.net, PSN, and so many more, including Apex Legends, but it has now been resolved. It appears that there was a bit of an issue with the AWS, although Amazon have stated that it was functioning normally, so it may have just been a bit of a glitch in the system. But the down detector online had spiked reports for pretty much everything, as you can see right here: Rocket League, Arc Raiders, Fortnite, AWS, Epic Game Store, and Apex Legends all spiked at the exact same time, which meant that there was a ginormous outage across all social points on the network. Sometimes this does happen. It's a bit of an annoying factor, but when it does happen, just know that it obviously gets fixed quite quickly. I don't know whose fault it was, with Amazon really stating that it wasn't on their end. I have no idea where this one actually went wrong, but it affected all sorts of different platforms. Let me know in the comments if you guys suffered from this one and whether it took any of your stuff away from it. Embark Studios are quite good at giving people back things when these sorts of things happen, so if they did, then fingers crossed you will receive those back. And finally, we received a awesome little report thing that went up on the Arc Raiders website, a story of Scrappy the Rooster and how he actually came to be. This lovable little cockerel was not just something that people really wanted inside of the game and that they wanted it to be a cockerel that came up. There is actually a wild story behind it, where it all began when a flock of chickens crashed someone's Zoom meeting, where apparently this cockerel managed to sneak into the house and strutted around behind the Zoom meeting itself, instantly taking over the entire meeting. Now, among those birds was Hahan, the rooster that would go on to become Scrappy. Now, they originally cycled through so many different ideas, including robots, cats, robot cats, but the art team didn't have time to build them, and the meeting stalled until someone raised their hand and said, in the moment, "Don't we have a rooster?" Which was absolutely incredible, because that then sparked the inspiration tuned from that phenomenon, and Scrappy went on to be the hidden Easter egg to temporarily mesh what they'll find and replace later to a beloved and irreplaceable part of Arc Raiders universe. So next time you see Scrappy, tell him I say hello. Now, I absolutely love that, and I think that some stories behind the game development are genuinely so intriguing that I love when they post these sorts of things up online. Obviously, the game is in a good place right now, and this is the perfect time to start pushing out those narratives. So any more hidden Easter eggs and stories around this game, I would absolutely love to hear. Now, we've got to take a look at the top comments from the previous video, where we spoke about this next big patch, more broken stuff, and players being extremely aggressive, and I wanted to know what your guys' opinions were via the comments. Naturally, we always do this in all videos, so if you want to feature in the next one, head down to the comments and put something relevant. If it hits the top voted, then we'll make sure we put it inside of the next video. With that being said, this first one right here is coming from William VO5, states, "A friend and I found a guy at extraction and he was crawling waiting to extract. We had a defibrillator, so like any good player, we decided to revive the guy, just for him to attempt to kill us, and we barely extracted out alive. My friend's last were, the world may have fell to the machines, but the deepest cut came from the people I trusted, and that hurt to hear." Now, this is obviously happening all too much, and rats specifically are becoming a big problem. If you see somebody crawling around to extract, make sure that they do get in there, but probably wouldn't use a defibrillator on them, as you may well lose it yourself. Next up, this one states right here from Asset. It states, "What a time we were allowed to witness during those first 2 launch weeks. I'm not optimistic things go back to becoming more cooperative again, but God, did we have a great time in early November." Now, for me personally, I actually think that the game operated perfectly at that point. PvP was still quite a big factor, and it was still being utilized all of the time. But when it mattered during the Queen encounters, during the Matriarch encounters, players rallied together to actually go against the Ark, which is what I think the storyline is supposed to actually be. You're meant to fight each other for sure, but you can't take out a Matriarch easily on your own. It's meant to be a team combatant situation, and then doing that inside of a solo would mean that players would have to work together and then maybe fight it out afterwards. I don't think that that was too much of an issue, but I think it would be one of those things where hopefully we do get back to that teamwork play before we start shooting at each other yet again. And finally, this one right here from Daryl Hash Brown states, on the underground bunker event, everyone was lining up to download the data. It was peaceful and everyone got and did what they needed. But yes, every round will be different from the last. That's the point. Now, unfortunately, this is obviously the case, and my only issue with it is that the rounds are no longer being different from each one. I played around 20 odd games just yesterday, and within about 11 of those, they lasted about 30 seconds. It was an absolute nightmare, and I was killed on spawn no matter what map I was actually spawning on. I have no idea what the resolution for this is and how it is that Embark can actually rectify that, but it does seem that a lot of the issues stemming from the spawns locations means that you do get taken out pretty damn quickly before it is actually necessary, meaning a lot of games now are just lasting probably a couple of minutes. It doesn't even matter when you get put into it, whether it's at the 30-minute mark or at the 17-minute mark. It generally becoming a bit more of an issue as people are getting bored of the in-game stuff and are just trying to utilize their own narrative and just run the PvP rather than actually looting anything. It's a little bit of a weird one, and I know that the game's built to be like that, but it's kind of a strange way of actually actioning it, if that makes any sense at all. Let me know all of your guys' opinions for everything in this video down in the comment section below. I'm having an absolute world of fun being able to do these videos for you, so if you haven't already, make sure you're smashing that beautiful like button so I know what I'm doing is doing it right. And subscribe with post notifications turned on, because you know full well when things happen in Arc Raiders, we'll be the first one to get it up. Thanks again for watching, like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.